Hi and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. This video is going to show you how to make some really cool spinning blade traps that are modular and can be used with your dungeon tiles or other bits of terrain. So sit tight. Any questions, feel free to ask me down below, or you can email me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, and you can hit that notification bell if you want to find out when I'm putting up that latest video. For now, enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye! The first thing you'll need for this project are self-opening caps that you can find on things like chicken broth or other liquids that are stored in boxes. These have what are going to turn into the blades. So unfortunately, a real bottle cap for my water bottle is not going to work for this particular project. However, these caps are becoming more and more popular, so keep an eye out for them. Once you have your caps, what you're going to do is cut off the side of the cap, basically get rid of the threading. And I used a sharp pair of scissors for this to get the job done. And then when you finally have that side trimmed off, what you want to do is just shape up the bottom circle and make sure it has some clean lines, and then make sure to scratch off the code that is on the bottom of the bottle cap where the blades are. And to make painting these easier, get a popsicle stick and some sticky tack, put some on either end of your popsicle stick, and then you can pop these onto the sticky tack, and it's just going to give you a good handle for painting these up. The base coat for this is my usual go-to of 1 part Mod Podge Matte formula to 1 part pavement and another part chocolate brown. Mix it together well, and then you paint these up and make sure you allow them to dry completely before we move on to adding on the paint we want to use. For the main layers of these traps, you're going to use pavement as well as gunmetal. First, you're going to start with pavement and give these a good coat. The pavement will make sure it's a good base for the gunmetal. Once the pavement has dried, then move on to putting a layer of gunmetal onto the traps, and again, let them dry before we add on the rest details. For the rest, it's the same approach that was used on the bear trap video. If you want to check that out, check the link above. But what you want are colors ripe tomato and chocolate bar for this part of the project, as well as an old beat up paintbrush. What you're going to do is first take the chocolate bar, and with that beat up old paintbrush, you're going to stipple some brown onto the blades, get around the sides, get around the top, get up on the blades as well. You don't want a full coating, you want maybe about a 20% coverage with this color. When the chocolate bar color has dried, you then move over to ripe tomato. Doing the same thing, stipple this color around your traps. You don't have to be as heavy-handed with this one. It's just adding that orangey touch of rust. So be careful with how much you're putting on at this point. You don't want to cover it. You just want to give nod to the fact that there is rust on this. Finally, the last thing you're going to do is go to using this silver metallic paint. You're going to highlight the edges of the blades just to make them look nice and sharp. And this takes care of the main paint job for the traps. To make these modular and a little bit easier to use, what you want to do is get a hold of some clear plastic. I used a vegetable plastic container that I got after grocery shopping. You're going to use this type of plastic and cut it into 1-inch squares. Once you have your squares cut out, you then take your hot glue gun, put some hot glue on the bottom of your trap, and then attach it to the clear plastic square. Now, because this is clear plastic, it does have a sheen to it, so what I did to mattify it a little bit was take some Mod Podge Matte and put it around where you still see the clear plastic, and that is going to mute down the shininess of the plastic underneath the trap. Now, what is a dangerous trap without its random bits of blood on it? So what you want to do to add the blood detail is take this Tuscan Red and stipple this around the edges and along the plastic base to give it that gory, bloody look to it. And that's all you really need to do to add the nod of some blood that is from someone else who was just as unfortunate as your PC. To seal these, you can either seal again with some Mod Podge, or you can use the spray seal that you're using on other pieces. Really, whatever you decide to use will be fine. And here's the final look to our traps. As you can see in these pictures, because of that clear plastic base, you can see the details of your dungeon tiles underneath, which really does give that look of the blood being on the floor as well as on the traps. So this was a fun and quick little thing to pull together, but definitely has a lot of impact once on your table. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye. go. I feel like the video is off.